record, Jeffrey?
Yes, we're on the record, Judge.
Okay, we're here on case number D402438, Stroh versus Lavin. Counsel, please state your name and bar number for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Shay Backus, bar number 8361, appearing today on behalf of defendant Athea Lavin.
And I note for the record that the plaintiff is present in proper person. I guess my first question is whether or not the plaintiff had the opportunity to have the child interview report read to him.
I did, Your Honor.
Okay. And I assume, Ms. Backus, you've also reviewed that report. You know, this seems to be the theme today, where children entering their teenage years become a lot more fixed in their opinions of their parents. And with Caden, this might be the tip of the iceberg, because he's 12. And he's not just 12. He's 12, and his life has been turned upside down. He stopped going to school in April. He's had to figure out how to learn online. He doesn't know when he's going to go back to school. That's a scary thing, and he's probably quite angry. And it's probably pretty sad, and I know that there's been such a rise in depression among children since this pandemic started. So you got a kid who's angry, is scared, might be depressed, very confused, and we don't know when that's going to change for him. I do think his interview had some of that anger. But one thing is perfectly clear. He thinks his father has a bad temper, and he thinks his father drinks too much. And that's important because as he gets older, if his perception of his father doesn't get better, when he's 18, I don't know if he's going to want to see his father. When he has kids, I don't know if those kids are going to see their grandpa. There's a lot of things that need to be fixed right now. First order of business is the plaintiff cannot drink around him at all. No booze, no nothing, no pot, no drugs, nothing mind-altering. Have to be clean and sober around him. You want to get high when he's with his mom, that's fine. But it is important that and children are very judgmental. Like I will say that. They're very judgmental about their parents drinking. That's just classic. And it gets worse as they get older. So this is I said, Mr. Stroh, this is the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, we also need to discuss some other things as well, Your Honor. There's been a previous test with drug and alcohol screening provided. I'll take one any day to show you any toxicity level.
So you're telling Mr. Stroh, are you trying to tell me that this is about you?
No, I'm saying that there's been some fabrication here, that things aren't exactly as they seem. People have been putting things in his head. I guarantee you this.
So you're telling me your son's a liar?
I say he doesn't tell the exact truth. I think he's being fed a lot of things.
I didn't ask you
what
that.
to say and when to say it.
Do you think your son's a liar?
I think he does not tell the truth all the whole time.
Okay, maybe there's a reason why. Because it's clear he's quite angry with you. So,
well, he gets fed a lot of stuff from his mother, I'm sure.
Rather than put the blame on other people, whether it's your son...
Let's be realistic about this, though.
Sure. Whether it's the son or the mother of the son, that doesn't fix the relationship. In other words, the way I'm suggesting you fix the relationship is in large part not drinking around him, not smoking pot, not taking any pills or any substances. That's part one. I suggest, because the best defense is a good offense, that both parents take parenting classes on how to deal with teenagers, because it's not easy. And Caden's almost a teenager. He's 12. He thinks he's a teenager. And I do think it may help if there's therapy. Some kind of reunification therapy. I don't want your son to be alienated from you, sir. I don't.
In 6 months, Your Honor, I haven't seen him.
But if you don't nip this in the bud, it's not.
How can I when I can't see him? I can't do nothing with him. I can't talk to him. I can't even talk to him on the phone. He doesn't talk to my mother. He has been alienated from my whole family. And my mom calls him. She won't let him talk to him. He will not return a phone call. She texts him. There's nothing there. I can't. My whole family on my side has not had contact with him in over 6 months. My mother, my nephews, they've all tried to call him. Tell me what they did. Why he's upset with them.
They're an extension of you.
Yeah, well, sure. Like I said, I'll be more than happy to take any toxicity, any drug screen, any alcohol test you'd like.
So this is still about you. And
it absolutely is right now, Your Honor, because the defendant there does not want to abide by the ruling that you made last month or the month ago.
You know what?
And I can't even see my son.
You are very busy proving your child is not a liar. I have watched your temper.
Absolutely.
And it actually buys into exactly what your boy was saying.
Yes, I'm angry right now because I can't see my son after you made the order. Previously made the order. You think that's fair to me because I can't see my son? You make an order and she holds him without cause?
So I
have a right to be angry.
I take it, sir, that you take no responsibility for this.
What would you like me to take responsibility for, Your Honor?
I'm not your lawyer.
Okay, well, I'm asking. You're telling me to take responsibility for something. Tell me what you'd like me to take responsibility for.
Okay, let's see. When asked why he was afraid of his father, Caden replied, I don't know. He's just scary. He yells a lot. He lashes out at people. Golly, I think you just did that. Like I said, you proved your boy wasn't a liar. You just lashed out at me. Now, if you're going to lash out at your judge, can you imagine how free you feel to lash out at a 12-year-old?
Yeah, I lash out at my kid all the time. It's nonsense. It's nonsense.
Do you want to fix your relationship with your son or not?
I've been trying, but I can't even see him. How can I fix anything when I can't see him?
I asked you for a yes or a no. You want to fix your relationship
There's
with your
circumstances
son?
that provide that. Yes, I do.
Okay.
So there are circumstances with yes. Pardon me?
Ordering is as follows. I am not going to. I'm going to modify the timeshare. You haven't seen your boy for a while, okay?
6
So we need to use some baby steps. So I'm going to order that while you're going through therapy with the child, you will have him every other weekend from Friday at 5 until Sunday at 5. The receiving party will pick up. Caden has zero teenage discretion when it comes to these visitations. However, they will not commence until you commence reunification therapy with your son. It's very simple. You need to fix your relationship with your boy. If you want to blame his mother, if you want to blame him, that's not going to solve the problem. The problem is, I want your son to have a bonded relationship with you. If you cannot accept the fact that you may have made a few missteps with him, it's never going to get fixed. And when he's 18, you'll never see him again. And neither will your family, apparently. You need to, the thing about kids is you can't just assume that they have no minds, no hearts, no souls, no personalities. Your boy's got a real personality there. Mm-hmm. And he's clearly quite thoughtful. And you know what? He's a good kid. Doesn't get in trouble in school. He has friends. No bullying issues. Okay? He's a good kid. But he has a fractured relationship with his father, and the only way to fix that is for some acknowledgement that there is a problem that you want to fix. And if it means on occasion you have to not do what you want to do in terms of how you react to him, then that's what you do. Being a parent ain't easy. It's all about not doing things you want to do and doing things you don't want to do. So when your boy expresses some grave concerns about how life is in your household, why don't you give him a little credit instead of calling him a liar? It requires a little bit of empathy and a little bit of self-awareness, because this is your boy's perception. I can tell when kids are lying in interviews because I picked it up on a few occasions, and I said, oh, really? This boy wasn't lying. This is his perception of you. And the problem with that perception is he doesn't want to spend time with you. Well, that needs to be fixed. But you've got to help fix that. You've got to embrace it. And that means maybe you've got to be a little humble. Oh, well. So, I'm going to order that both parents will take parenting classes specifically designed for the teenager, those teenage years, because it's just going to get tougher and tougher. And Mr. Strokey's going to challenge you at every turn. And the older he gets, the more he will challenge you. So it's a matter of knowing how to relate to him. But there's no magic pill here. And I want you in therapy with him. I want you to be working on your relationship so that when he's 18, he wants you as much a part of his life as you can be today. But it's a lot of work. And you know what? Saying, I did nothing wrong never helps a relationship with a teenager because they're extremely judgmental. And I also want you to understand what your boy is going through right now. It would help him if you're in his life, but it has to be in a positive way. That's all I'm saying. So work with your boy, not at him. Don't be at cross purposes with him, and don't be at cross purposes with his mother. Because you know what happens when two parents don't get along? Kids pick sides.
Absolutely.
Kids pick sides.
Mm-hmm.
And he's doing that right now. The only way to prevent that, or at least minimize it, is for you to have a better bonded relationship with him. So, I want the therapy to start within the next 30 days. I want...
That's my choice of a therapist then?
I want this timeshare to start as soon as the therapy, as soon as there's been at least one therapy session. After there's at least one therapy session, I also am ordering those parents to take parenting classes, because I'm telling you that, Ms. Backus, your client's going to have a problem if this boy is estranged from his father, because the first time he gets mad at her, all of a sudden dad's going to be the hero. So you two really have to nip this in the bud. And I will say this also. You know, I talked about the pandemic, which is real, and it isn't just the pandemic. We're in a crazy time politically. We're in everything crazy right now, okay? This is like everybody wants 2020 to be gone because it's been such a difficult year. But understand it's been very difficult on our kids. And he's feeling it. And he's going to react to it. And the one thing he doesn't need, and one thing that would help him feel just a little bit better about himself, is if his parents could figure out how to be kind and respectful to each other. This is one of those times, you know, I always tell parents, be kind and respectful to each other. It's going to go a long way. It makes things easier on kids. It is crucial now. You realize when he's in either of your homes, you probably got the news on. And these talking heads on these news programs are busy scaring the living daylights out of us adults. And our kids are hearing it. And they're not adults, so it's more difficult for them to process it. And it's now become even more difficult because they're talking about kids dying. Not just old people like me. Now it's kids dying. And that's scary. So you need to be understanding of all the emotions he's going through, which, by the way, are being extra heightened by puberty. There are all these issues. Please understand what's going on in your boy's head. If I say one thing, Mr. Stroud, that I take from this interview report as well, his anger is evident. Very evident. But I'm not sure how much of it is you. I think a lot of it is what's going on in the world around him. Now, remember, he was just recently interviewed. So he's been with this crappy, excuse my language, but crappy world for a while. And, he needs to be comfortable. I don't know if the reason he hasn't seen the family is he worries about them. A lot of kids are staying away from older family members. I don't know what's going on, but maybe you ought to find out. And the only way to do it is in a therapy setting. Sit down with a professional. Let this professional help the two of you. You may be angry about this now, but if you really take it to heart, you might just say, hey, thank you. And I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for Caden. Just, like I said, I can't even begin to tell you what is going on with this boy and this pandemic. And then, what's going on in the streets and everything else. It just is a scary, scary world right now. So, start that. And what we'll do is we'll come back in early December. If you get everything resolved, you don't have to come back. But I want there to be enough of a period of time that maybe we can go back to the old timeshare and your boy will embrace it. But you got to work with him. Don't fight him. Don't assume he's lying. Don't say this. Don't say that. Don't be critical. There's a lot of going on.
Parent also, Your Honor. So there's going to be things that do get said.
All right.
Not everyone's going to agree with the way I say things.
You either want a relationship with him or you don't. And if you do, you need to get over yourself. You need to decide that I'm going to give my child benefit of the doubt and work with him. It's a two-way street. It's not one way, especially when he becomes a teenager. Boy, is it a two-way street. And I guarantee you, it's not easy. And he's probably having a high old time tormenting his mother as well. This is a very, very tough time for him. So please, him, not yourself, not your family, think about how you're going to fix it. That's all I'm saying. Put in your best effort. And we'll come back in December. Just back us, Jeffrey Ann, what's our return?
You want the first week of December, Judge?
Yeah, let's do that December 1st at 11 again.
Okay, that's it. December 1st, 11 o'clock it will be, ma'am.
What about the contempt, Your Honor? The order for contempt?
What?
The order for contempt that was filed? He's not taking anything for his being a teenager where he can't make his own decisions. His mother is still responsible for making his decisions at that time. The last time you made the order, she wouldn't allow him to go. When Metro was called out there.
I did not sign an order to show cause. I sent you for an interview. I declined to issue an order to show cause.
Yes, that was after, Your Honor.
I decline to issue an order to show cause at this juncture, based on the child interview report.
It was in between the facts and I was supposed to have the timeshare with him.
I understand, and I'm going to give you a timeshare, and it's not
So
going
that
to have
shows him that he'll go ahead and just do what he wants to do in the world and not show any signs of following the orders.
I'm sorry, I didn't know it became your courtroom. I'll say nothing.
Okay.
Backus, please prepare the order from today.
I will, Your Honor. I am so sorry. I just want to clarify one thing. Caden's at, his therapist is this core mental health. I think it's Dr. Lloyd. Are we okay maintaining that relationship? And I think there's other therapists in that group. If I just don't want to take this kid to another therapist again. Was that your intention? I just didn't know what your intention was for the reunification therapy.
There are going to be two therapists. One is the one he's seeing now, if it's giving him any comfort. Okay? That's his sounding board, which is a very positive thing, like I said, given everything. But I want there to be a separate individual working with the plaintiff and the child to help them reunify. And it's going to be not easy.
That therapist then?
Mr. Stroh, I'm giving you the discretion.
Okay, thank you.
To find a therapist that is on your plan, so it doesn't cost as much. You are to notify Ms. Backus, and you are to make those appointments, and that's part of the reason I'm giving you like a longer weekend, every other weekend, is I want you to have time to go to therapy with the boy, but it's not going to start until you've started therapy with the boy.
Probably won't be able to get on the weekends with anybody.
No, that's why I said, all right, we're going to make it it's every other weekend from Thursday at 5 until Sunday at 5. That gives you Fridays to find a therapist that can sit down with you and your son.
Okay.
I mean, you could even do it at 6 on Thursdays. Find somebody that's in your plan that has some experience working with conflicts between parents and children, and get it started. Mr. Stroud, you may not believe me, but I'm trying to get you to have a good relationship with your boy. I want you to be a big part of his life. I think everything I've done in this case has been designed in that direction, but I can do just so much. And I also have to remind you of his age. And that's why it's a little bit different. That's why I'm telling the parents to take parenting classes. Because you're dealing with a creature that at times can be a total alien. There's so many things. And in this case, in this time, it's even worse because of all the stressors that teenage kids have right now with a pandemic, with stuff going on in the streets, with all of the negativity they're hearing. In other words, I want there to be a positive between you and him. That's really what I want. I'm not siding with anybody, but I think it's crucial and it's in Katie's best interest to have a positive relationship with you. And that's everything I'm ordering is geared toward that, including sending his mother to parenting classes as well. Again, this is all about him. We fix these relationships. He's going to be a strong kid. Okay? So we'll see you in December. Please prepare the order, Ms. Backus. Thank you.
Thank you.